I'm going to say this, and I
Okay.
don't want you to take this offensively, but I don't appreciate you saying, I'm going to stick this gun up his ass and pull the trigger, but when I say, well, can you guesstimate for me when you said that, and you say, how should I know?
I don't. I'm sorry.
On Sunday, June 7th, 2020, police in Dallas, Georgia responded to a 911 call reporting a shooting. The female caller stated that her 22-year-old son, Clark Anderson, had shot her boyfriend multiple times and was performing CPR in an attempt to save him. When officers arrived at the scene, they found Clark Anderson and his mother sitting on the front steps of the house. Anderson's hands were visibly covered in blood. As officers approached, Clark made an unsolicited statement admitting, "I shot my mother's boyfriend," referring to 56-year-old Kevin Murr. Anderson was immediately detained and transported to the police station. The following footage captures the interview that took place shortly after his arrest.
All right, Clark, sorry we left you in here waiting.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm Detective Pouch. This is Lieutenant Mike Hill, okay? All right. So, you remember the waiver that we showed you earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a different one, okay? I'm going to read it to you,
Okay.
and then you can read it yourself, okay?
Okay.
So, and at this time, having these rights in mind, you wish to talk with us.
Okay.
Okay. So if you'll just initial here on both of those lines. All right, Clark. So I'm going to get a little bit of information about you, okay? How old are you?
22.
22. And how much education have you had?
High school.
High school. And you graduated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What year did you graduate high school?
2018, I believe.
2018?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what have you done since high school?
Not much. I was gonna start going at Chattahoochee Tech and become an EMT,
Mm-hmm.
but my grandfather passed, so I wasn't able to do that. And then after that, I went to no education after that, but started working at Publix.
Okay. And what do you do at Publix?
Customer services, kind of not cashier, bagger,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay. And how long have you worked there?
A couple of months.
A couple of months. Do you like it there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, tell me about your home life.
Oh my God, we're it's pretty awful.
Okay.
Ever since my grandfather passed away, it got really hard. Like, before first I would start. How far back
As far back as you want to tell me about.
Okay, I'll tell you the whole thing.
Okay.
So, way before, I had, hard time growing up and shit, because I lived in my,
You can put that in.
I lived with my grandfather, my nana, and my,
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
finish.
Oh, okay.
You can
I'm
keep
sorry.
going. I'm sorry.
So I was living with my grandparents, and my uncle. My mom during that time was like, doing, and
Hang on, Clark. Can you explain that to me? Your mom was. You lived with your grandparents,
yes,
right?
yes, sir.
And where was Mom at during this time?
She was with her father and her boyfriends, whoever at the time. So yeah, and my nana took me out of that because it was rough. Well, no, my nana was with me. Because the way you call it. I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
No, you're fine.
I'm just going to say, because we call it, I lived with when I was a toddler, I lived with my grandfather, which was a piece of shit, son of a bitch. And, he was the father of my mother, right? And, it was a shitty environment from the start when I was a toddler and shit. And then finally my nana came down to, took me home, took me to live with her and Pop and Uncle Ephraim. And my mom was off doing whatever. And, and then she, later on, down the road. So while I was living with, we always had problems with money. And, and I mean, we got better because we got some money from the state and, we got to move to, Evelyn Drive, and then, everything was nice. The childhood was good during that time. I got toys. I was pretty happy. Schooling was pretty good, except for first grade, but, it was whatever. And, then when, Mom, got released from prison, she comes home, and, it was kind of hard to trust her at the beginning because how much, shit she put me through in the beginning. So it was kind of hard to gain, back a bond with her, after, what we used to call her father, the maggot, it's pretty shit. But, anyways, we started, getting a little bit closer and, everything started going, a little bit better with the family and this and that. And, family had arguments and this and that. One day my dad passed away. It was really hard. And, I think because I was so young, it didn't really click with me very well, so. But, it still never was a big part of my family. And then, later on, I lost all my animals. Like Abby, Goldie, my dogs in there. Then later on, my uncle died, Then we had to move out because he was the only one providing money for the family. I mean, my pop got a check from, the state, but I wasn't enough to live in the house. So then we had to move, further away goes, Mackworth. We moved there, lived there, that's when I went to Alatoona, to a high school, and, things started doing pretty good there. I didn't have a lot of independence. I've never had independence, because I never, we never have money, for me to have a car, for me to have, anything, by myself, like that, so. The very first time I ever had my own bedroom. And, when I got to the trailer park, and, graduated high school, finally there. Then, April 20th, Pop dies. And, that was hard as shit. And I was like, oh, what the f am I going to do now? Pop, my God, everything was going good. I was going to become an EMT. And, I was on my shit, And then everything just skyrockets down goddamn hell from there. Pop was like, my best friend.
Clark, I want you to know that, I want you to know I'm sorry you've lost all these family members and you're talking about your pets and everything. We're sorry you had to go through that, okay, buddy?
And then, I move in with, I'm sorry, do you have to clean that tree? I'm sorry.
I'm going to grab it.
Thank you. I'll stop until she gets back to
Well,
work.
just one more quick thing about
Okay,
Alton.
sure.
What year did you graduate from Alton High School?
2018, I believe. Yes, sir.
2018.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. You finished high school, buddy.
Yes, sir.
And
I was late though, but
Yeah.
still did it. I was held back a little bit because the
That's
school I
okay.
went to before.
Yeah, that's okay.
Still did though.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, finally passed. I didn't think I was going to pass high school. I was like, holy shit. Thank you. I was like, holy shit, I passed high school by the skin of my teeth with all C's.
Yeah. And so Pop passed away in
Yeah.
2018 or 19?
No, April 20th to 2019.
Okay.
I passed away. And then,
And that was your favorite loved one?
well, Pop, he from like, kiss all of them, combined, And then when Pop went, because he's kind of a leader of the family, he kept everybody together,
Yeah.
Me and Mom, it's hard because Mom didn't have, like, Pop got, money from, a check from, like, Social Security and stuff like that. So, we were able to survive barely, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We'd ask for handouts, this and that, but we were able to survive, kind of, But then once all that shit, went, then, we had to move in, I had to live with now, Kevin. I had to move in with him. And I knew, me and him have had, never anything, because I only went over there, during the holidays, occasionally here and there. I already did like him to begin with. But I didn't know really how much of a real piece of shit he was until I finally moved in with him.
What's his full name?
Kevin Murr.
Kevin Murr?
M-U-R-R.
Okay.
And, I always knew he was kind of a piece of shit, but, I didn't know how deep of a piece of shit. He always treated my mom like shit over the phone all the goddamn time. And I was like, are you shitting me? My mom would pour her heart out to him and he'd just step on it. And throw in the trash and treat her like shit.
Can you give us some examples?
I don't know, he'd bring up his ex-girlfriends, he'd say, now Mom kind of over-exaggerates some of the shit, I'm gonna be real. She kind of does, for kind of overkill, she goes on the brunette rant and shit, but, whatever. And, Kevin's supposed to only like brunettes or some shit, I don't know. And, none of that really bothered me, but it did bother my mom, and it kind of pissed me off. That's not really a big thing to get, mad about. I don't give a shit. But, then when we moved in, everything, is his rules, his this, that, fucking plain dictator. You can't do nothing without me saying so. You can't do this, you can't do that. He treated Mom, Mom. He only had her. The whole damn reason he had her was for, to look good in front of his family. You tell his family one thing, this or that, just completely lie to his family about everything. But then, act like everything's okay. So, you pretend to be the good guy on the in the outside world. Y'all probably know plenty of those people. And, but behind closed doors, he's a piece of crap. He's always played dictator. This is just a thing.
Can you give us some examples?
Oh, sure. Just the controlling behavior, it's just really hard to really, describe.
With your mom or with
both of us? With both of us. Do the, especially when it came down to money. He didn't give us money necessarily, but, whenever it came time to providing for us, because we were kind of I didn't have a job. I couldn't provide for my mom yet. And any time he gave you something, it's either you owe me back. Type of, that's more so what I'm going at right there. The controlling type shit, hey, I gave you this, now you owe me back. You better be thankful, and you better, basically blow me for it, kind of shit,
No, what did you say?
You know what I mean, it's just a figure of speech. I kind of blow me for it, you know what I mean? Don't take that literally, just kind of figuratively, kind of, just speaking. But, kind of hey, you do what I say around here, you'll get, you get your shit. Yeah. I'm I was me and Mom had conversations about it. It's fine. We can do this together. We'll pub this fucking bullshit. One of these days I'm gonna get enough money and we're gonna move the f out of here. We're just gonna move the f out. That was my plan. Just get enough money, move out, have my own life, take care of Mom. And take care of Uncle Ricky. have a family together, get back again, just be ourselves, no more dictators, no more shit, no one telling us how to live our goddamn lives, Anytime you have to ask them for something, you get shitty and go, yeah, you don't need it. Like anytime mom, like for example, you're married, right? Or not gonna, but he never committed to being married because he's not beneficial to him, right? So he's like, no, I'm not gonna, he gave her a ring from when his grandmother died, but that ring didn't mean shit, you know what I mean? Because in reality, it's just, mom, she's always wanted to have a good relationship. She always wanted to have, love and this and that, but she always picked the wrong, she always picked the most piece of shit guys, and I never understood that one bit. Like, you're always picking the wrong guys. Like, and then the one guy, the guys are good to you, she always, she's always like, blows them off. I'm like, well, damn, you'd be doing that, shit. Like, mom, we gotta work as a team. That's I'm trying, as I was trying to motivate my mom, and shit to get her, to get us rolling and maybe get us out of here because we're, it's just too much shit, and there's constant screaming. Every goddamn day there's just constant screaming.
Who's screaming?
Both of them. Both Mom and Kevin. And usually it's Kevin who will say some shit smart ass, some type of shit. Right? And, then she'll respond, she won't ever shut the hell up about it. Like, it's stupid. Like, it's could be the dumbest shit. Like, Kevin will say some smart ass shit, like some weird ass conspiracy type shit. Like saying, oh, I think, this is going on. I don't really think you're doing this or that. And then, it's kind of weird shit like that. And she'll be, then she'll go on to defensive, and then, she'll be like, oh, and this and that. And he's always hated me from the very beginning. Because he always knew I always saw through his bullshit, So me and him always kind of knew, hey, I think he's jealous of me because I never f***ed up as a kid. When he was from what Mom told me, what he told her when he was a teenager and shit, he used to smoke weed, hang out with buddies, do illegal shit and this and that, basically douchebag teenagers, and I think he was always, and he barely passed high school was kind of his team too, but then because he got the job at Lockheed and shit, so now he's all hot shit and he wants to rub that in everybody's face, you know what I mean? He's thinking, oh, I'm just better than everybody, so except for I'm gonna act all nice and shit with my coworkers and everybody outside, but anybody inside of my little group, I'm gonna treat them like shit. So I can look like a good guy on the outside, but behind closed doors, a piece of crap. That's kind of what it was. He always had that smug look on his face. Anybody that was honest, be like, yeah, you got a smug look on his face. And one time, let me go into some example. One time, when I first got there, at least a couple of months in, me and Kevin got drunk one day, right? In the beginning, I didn't really, give a shit, if he got drunk or not, because we didn't really have any huge problems, because we weren't any at that time. It's too early to have any problems, because we just moved into his house right then, so, we were just, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. We were having, simple conversation, about weightlifting or like pork ribs or some shit. I don't remember. We were talking about stuff like that. And no, he's just drunk, so he's kind of mouthing off. I don't really pay attention. He was like, we were talking about bench pressing, whatever. He's say something like, oh, you're a pussy. If you can't bench this much. I was like, whatever. So I just kind of passed that off, and then we're moving on to more shit like then he I guess later on he in the conversation he bought he said, how you get women to shut up? And he balled his fist, right? And then he's pointing towards Mom, and her, because she was already gone to bed at that time, you know, she was, you know, and he was getting loud and shit, and I was like, bro, you gotta keep quiet, I'm trying to sleep. What are you doing? And he's like, you know, and then he's balling his fist, and he's like, that's how you get women to shut the f up. He's doing that. And I said, are you insinuating you hit my mom? Is that what you're telling me right now? He was like, well, I might have, and I might not. What the f you gonna do about it? Doing that shit. And I was like, well, I ain't got any proof of it. You know what I mean? I didn't, you know, she didn't have any bruises and shit. I can't sit there and inspect her because she'd, you know, walk off or some shit. So, you know, and then he's getting, you know, all verbal, confrontational, and then physical with me. He's trying to, like, come on, let's fight. Oh, he's putting his hands up, getting all aggressive in my face and stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to go to bed. Off, leave me alone. I'm trying to go to bed. All right, look, I don't want to fight. Just leave me alone. All right. So then he does like some kind of karate stance thing. I don't know what the hell that was. I throw a snap kick to you know, to his face. I don't connect it. It just kind of. I think he's so drunk he didn't even notice it. But I throw it, I hit it. You know, I just kind of tapped him on the cheek. But he's so drunk. He's like, yeah, doing some shit like that. So I just like, hey, Kevin, I think you could probably kick my ass. All right, whatever. So then I'm going back, you know, into the, so I just go in the bathroom, you know, and then apparently what he does, he goes inside the bedroom while mom's sleeping. He starts giving her some shit, and then he grabs his goddamn gun. Yeah, he grabs his fucking gun. So then he grabs his gun and says, I'm gonna shoot him or some shit. He does that shit. And I was like, what the f? Because mom told me that later on, and apparently I didn't know, because my adrenaline was so spiked. At that time, you know, I was in my bedroom. I didn't sleep the entire night because I thought, you know, some fight was going to happen. He was just going to bust in my door and shoot me or some shit. He was crazy. So, and, you know, I was just kind of, you know, sitting there in the corner, just kind of, you know.
When did this happen?
Probably a couple of months we moved in. So we moved in May. Probably, it was summertime. So probably July or August, I believe. Yeah, probably July or August. No, not good.
I'll say it's June of 2020.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah, because Pop died April 20th.
So you've been there a year?
And I've been here a year, and I was been trying to look for a job. But I never had the means of getting a job because I never had a vehicle. You know what I mean? I never had a driver's license either because I never had any of that. So, you know, I was like, well, shit, I gotta wait. Maybe I can get, I need, money and stuff to get, go to a driving school and this and that, and I put up with his redneck weird ass shit for, for forever, I got, my drive. Oh yeah. And here's another thing. During my driving, the day before my driving test, and my driving exam, actual written test, he does it. He does this shit. He's like, hey, you want to go down to what the fuck? Oh, Iowa Indian grounds. You know what I'm talking about? Iowa.
The Etowah Indian
grounds.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. So we call it the day before my test. While I'm supposed to be studying for the test, he wants to take me there. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I guess. And then, I'm coming back and I'm all tired of shit. But that's his idea. That's kind of his little thing. Is kind of like, oh, I'll get him tired. So when he goes in to take the test, he'll fail it. It didn't work out that way. I passed that one pretty damn good. I passed that shit with 90. So, then, he does a little sneaky shit like that. And just kind of, kind of digs, you know what I mean? So.
Has he ever put his hands on you before?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Tell me about that.
So he's gotten, one day he was drunk and we were doing barbecue or whatever. He put his hands on me like this, grabbed me really quick. I was like, Kevin, let go of me. He's drunk. You can smell alcohol on his breath because now it's right in my face. And, I didn't, then some shit, he kind of, I don't know if he let go because I think he saw, might have, punched him or, I would have punched him or whatever from, there or whatever. I think he just kind of let go. I think he was trying to establish his dominance or some shit, saying, I got control of you type shit, And, You know, it's not like we could do anything. You know what I mean? We called the cops, or we did this or that. You just come right back, and then they just all start again. And then where are we gonna go? You know, we don't have anywhere to live. You know, so it's like, well, shit, we just got caught with. You know what I mean?
Did you ever call the deputies out there?
I never did, because one time one time, because he was starting some shit with my mom, and I was like, you know, I ain't fighting up with this. So I was going to call the cops, but I didn't, because it cooled down, and first off, you know, all you can do is say, hey, first off, you know, I mean, from a police perspective, I understand how hard, you know, the job is, and this and that. Like, it's not a lot you can do about it. You know what I mean? I understand that, you know. It's not like y'all can say, okay, you know, go to jail, cool off, you know, this or that, and then come back, you know, and then the shit just start again. So, and he's not a person that learns, you know, anything like that, you know what I mean? And also, you know, how would you know who's who, what, you know what I mean? So it's hard to deal with that, you know, for, you know, police or whatever. So, you know, from that, you know, what are you gonna really do? So, I never really thought about doing that. Mom, one time, I think, you know, thought about it, but, you know, she didn't either.
She did call?
No, she didn't, but, we thought, you know, we both thought about it. You know, like, I remember one time I was threatening, you know, Kevin, you know, better cut the shit or I'm gonna call cops, you know, I said that, and, you know, we had to, you know, that happened like maybe once or whatever, and then, you know, whatever. And usually it'd be mom and him getting into it. I would just be in my room trying to ignore the shit, you know, just trying to, and it, you know, I already had problems from when, you know, Pop died, you know. I already had, you know, nervous problems, you know. So, you know, anytime an argument would start, or any loud noise, any loud bang would just, like, you know, tense me up. A couple, like, recently, like, the very first, you know, weeks or whatever, you know, I was having seizures from the shit, you know, from the stress, you know, and I was like, I didn't know that's a fucking thing, but apparently I'm having a fucking seizure from all the stress.
Did you go to the doctor about it?
Like, first off, he's got to take me to the goddamn doctor, you know what I mean? I don't have a goddamn vehicle, so, you know, I'm sorry for cussing, so, you know. And, you know, I mean, what am I going to say? Hey, Kevin, can you take me to a hospital? I'm, you know, feeling pretty nervous. He started shit right there if I ever say anything like that, you know what I mean? He'd be like, pussy, you know, we got a problem, you know, you just start doing that shit. I mean, I would tell mom about that all the time, you know, anytime he was gone to work or some shit, you know, I'd tell her, you know, about that, you know, and she'd be like, Clark, I don't know what to do, but look, hopefully you can get a job, hopefully you get the car, hopefully, you know, you got money and you can be able to get the fuck out, you know what I mean? I was like, hopefully, you know, and I started getting really shit, you know, I was like, I can't, you know, as soon as I arrived, I was like, I need to, you know, because I can't deal with this shit anymore, you know, once Pop died, pretty much everything, I was like, you know, I even was looking up shit for, you know, ways to travel, goddamn, you know, like, where was it, Holland, because in Holland, they got euthanasia for, you know, legally, you know. But I found out, well, shit, I don't have money to move out. If I don't have money to even move out, well, I think I got money to move off for euthanasia. I was like, well, I could buy a gun and shit, but, you know, I don't have money for a gun either. So, you know, I was like, besides, I was like, I don't have anything. You know?
If you were out in the middle of the day at Publix where you were, and you ran into a little old lady pushing a buggy or whatever, and she said, son, who raised you? What would you say? Who raised you?
My grandparents.
Your grandparents.
Yes.
And so when they raised you, did they teach you to be kind to other people?
Oh, yes.
And to be friendly?
I've always been great to people.
And to be honest
with
sir. People? So did they teach you the difference between the truth and a lie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you understand?
Yes, sir. I don't ever lie. Because there's no point of lying.
So tell me what is a lie?
Why is when you don't tell the truth? Like, you know what I mean? When you say something and you're trying to get something out of it and it's not, true. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what is the truth?
Truth is something that is actually backed up by fact. Or, really is fact, but is already knowledge. You know what I mean?
Okay. And so, your parents or your grandparents, they taught you respect?
Yes,
Be
sir.
respectful to people, and so they raised you right?
Right.
Okay. And so they taught you right from wrong.
They taught me,
So you know right from wrong.
Right, yes, sir.
Okay. And so, Clark, I'm really sorry that you've lost your family members. I can tell it's very painful for you. And so, I get that.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
You had some favorite pets of yours.
Right.
And that hurts you too, losing them. But I can tell that immediately when your mom met this Kevin guy, in your mind, you didn't like him.
No. Like, I didn't, well, not that. For example, I would like them. For example, majority of her boyfriends, piece of shits. Only a couple of them are really good people.
Right.
You know what I mean? If she, from her, things, and even the way, she talked about, and from my experience, one day during Christmas, we had a big ass, problem there. We were just talking about some other family shit. He gets involved and it's none of his goddamn business, but, just from everything else, from just the way, treated us kind of like peasants. So, just based on that, like if he was a decent person, I would have, hey, marry my mom, you know what I mean? That's what one of the things I was trying to get my mom to do, because she had his, well, not other boyfriend, but her ex-boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend, his name was also Kevin. And he was a great guy, you know what I mean? Mom always, every time she talked about him, she had a bright smile on her face, and this and that, I was like, shit, Mom, why don't you dump this motherfucker and go with him? Like, it didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense.
So you told her that?
Yeah, hell yeah, I tell her
What'd
that
she
all the
say?
time. Like, she just like, but I love Kevin Murr. You're like, no, you don't, Mom. Let's be real. You say it, but then what happens later on is you get in an argument. Like you might say something, but it's not, it's not how your actual feelings are. You know what I mean? I think because the, way it, works, she doesn't really understand how she feels. You know what I mean? Because she's been with her whole life, from her dad, her head on, so. Whatever. So, now I'm like, oh, whatever. If you say you love him or whatever, I don't really give a shit at that point. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'm like, Mom, look, I'm trying to help you, but I gotta, it's between me, I'm trying to help both of us. Like, Mom, you need to move out with me so we can go, live by ourselves. Do you really like being under his dictator's assholes, shit? So I'm gonna be real, I didn't like, and then just add the other shit on top of it, from what I just told you, the dictator type shit, add all that on top of it, just made it, me hate him even more. You know what I mean?
So is it fair to say that you hated him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but what happened, today, that was not any planned or any fucking...
We'll get to that in a few minutes.
Right.
So, did he ever do anything good for you?
Yeah, he got me a truck, and he did.
He got you a truck?
Yeah, it was his truck. He gave me his truck. He did me a driving class. I thank him for all that. Like when I was thinking about moving out and shit, what I was gonna do? I was gonna give him, if I had enough money, I was gonna give him $2,000 as a go off payment. So I so I can feel better about myself. Hey, even though you're a piece of shit, I'm still gonna give you something. Just to show,
What kind of truck did he give you?
Toyota Tacoma,
What year?
2002. I got in a wreck with it last month. I think it was precisely last month too. I got in a wreck with it because I fell asleep at the wheel. I was a block away from the house. I fell asleep and I wrecked it. So, And, yeah. You know, and and I was like, oh, I just kind of shut my world down right there, because I was like, oh, I can't get to work, I can't do shit. But thankfully I have, friends that work and stuff that, have been recently helping me get to work and this and that, and actually, actually friends, you know what I mean? And,
Who is that friend?
Cynthia is one, and, Jeremy, well, Jeremy hasn't driven me, but,
What's Cynthia's last name?
I don't know. Cynthia. I don't know.
She works at Publix at Marshall. And Jeremy?
Jeremy, I don't know his wife. Oaks. That's his last name.
I'm just going to say Jeremy from Publix at Marshall.
Okay. Yeah, and then, I got Brandon. And I got a lot of friends, you know what I mean?
So you got friends that'll pick you
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I got a lot of friends that, at, Publix, you know what I mean? Everybody's a nice, community, you know what I mean?
So that's how you're getting back and forth.
Right.
Now you got pals that
yes,
will pick you up.
And then sometimes I have to take, a lot of times I have to take an Uber because, time and, they don't, either they're at work or maybe they're off and they're at home and maybe have a vacation or this and that, that's fine. I just take an Uber, I'm just trying to, save up my money and this and that.
Okay.
And,
So the wreck was when?
I don't remember the exact date. No, it was about a month ago. I don't remember the exact date because I just paid off my ticket for that recently, like a couple of days ago.
I know I'm going in circles here.
Oh, sorry.
It's my fault.
Oh, okay.
You said that you read about going to Holland to get euthanized.
Yeah.
Did you look at that on your phone?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, because I was
when
like...
When did you do that?
I have no idea. Probably beginning, like July, August, somewhere around that time.
July of 19?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I don't know. You know what I mean? I was looking all that shit up. I was like, what's the quickest way?
Why were you thinking that?
I just, you know what I mean? I was like, well, what the is my future going to really be? You know what I mean? Like my destiny jobs, jobs I really wanted to do, I could never get them, I wanted to go in the Army. I want to do EMS. I want to do, I even thought about becoming a police officer, but I was like, and then, one time I did contact a recruiter for it. They said I'm too short. I'm not joking about that. He said I'm too short. And then I contacted an Army recruiter. This is way back. I did the Army way before this. But, I did that when I was at the trailer, right, when I was in high school and stuff. I really started thinking about when I was in General OTC in high school. And I was like, shit. In the beginning, when I was in General OTC, I didn't really think about it too much. And now I was like, oh, shit, I'm getting out. Kind of like the Army stuff. That's kind of my, up my alley. I'm going to try doing it. I didn't, none of the branches. I went to Army, Navy, Marines, you name it. None of them would take me. Got even weigh enough. I was like, oh shit. I even tried gaining weight and shit. None of that worked either. I do the protein powder. I do the milk. I do the peanut butter. Like I always eat peanut butter on Reese's, and everybody knows Reese's is my shit. None of that worked. And I was like, oh. And also when I was thinking about, well, if I go to the Army, I can move out, get to have my, own home, even though I'm not going to barracks, it's fine. I'm with a lot of people, I'm doing the job, I'm serving my country, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, learning valuable skills,
Yep.
Doing the stuff I like to do,
Yep. So, there come a point in time where you purchased a gun?
Yes, sir. I purchased 3.
You purchased 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have, very first one I ever got was the Mossberg MC1 SC. I think that was back in March. I remember I got it before my birthday, so it was March 28th or 27th or something like that. I remember I got it.
All right, let's talk about that. First gun was a Mossberg
MC1 SC.
Tell me about that. What is that?
You never seen it before?
Describe it.
Okay, it's like a small single stack 9mm. Basically kind of like the same size as a Glock 43,
Where'd you buy that at?
Cabela's.
When did you buy that?
Like I said, March 27, 28, somewhere around then, because it was before my birthday.
Of this year?
Yep. Because it was right when I got to work in the public, so I got money to buy it.
Okay.
And then after that, I bought shotgun. I don't know what the hell type of shotgun it is. Some kind of weird brand. So a single shot shotgun, 12 gauge.
Where'd you buy it at?
I bought that at pawn shop. What was it? Pawn Gold. It's in Hiram.
Is it Golden Guns?
Yeah, I think it's like that. Yeah, I bought it there. And then I got. Then the very last one I got was a Smith & Wesson SD9.
Hang on, you going fast?
Oh, sorry.
Fast one. That shotgun that you bought from Golden Guns, about when did you buy it?
Well, a week or two after I bought the Mossberg, probably. I don't know, maybe even a month. I don't remember.
So the first part of April?
Right.
Of 20?
Right, because I had, because it was only $150 when I got it.
Okay. And then tell me about this third gun.
Smith & Wesson SD9. Not the VE model, just the SD9.
SD9? And it's a 9mm?
Yep.
Where'd you buy it at?
I bought that at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
In Hiram?
Yeah, I think it was in Hiram, yeah. Or was it Dallas? I don't remember. It was one of those.
Okay. When did you buy it?
About a month ago, probably. Yeah, about a month ago. I'd say I had it for about a month now. A little over a month.
So do you still have all three of these guns?
Yeah,
Where are they at?
in my house.
Okay. Are they in your room?
Yeah.
Did your mom know you bought these?
Yeah, she knew. She didn't approve of it because she had my guns. She's very anti-gun. You know, like I'm a big person in like self-defense and things like that. So I was like, things are getting kind of crazy when you're watching the news and this and that. Like, it kind of makes sense to have a gun now. Especially if, if I'm working in like a, store or something like that, like say a mass shooter comes in, you gotta be able to respond to it. You know what I mean?
So did you buy all these by going through a background check?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
So you don't have a permit. You don't have a firearms, a Georgia weapons carry license.
No, sir.
So you went through.
No, I went through the background check. Like when you go purchase a firearm at the dealership, they had the little test.
They call you in. You fill out the form and then they call you in.
Right. When you're going in there and you're going to purchase your gun, then they're like, okay, wait a minute, let's go to get your driver's license. It's going back. Okay, here's the form. Sign this, and then they, you get your gun and you go home.
Okay, all right. So in all three instances, they basically had you fill out the form, and then they called you in, and then.
No, they didn't call me in. It was just kind of, It was just kind
But
of.
I'm saying after you filled out the form that day, you got to take the gun home.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So, did you buy ammunition
Yes,
with
sir.
each of these guns? Okay.
I bought, because I only went to a range like a couple of times, or 3 times total. Very first time I bought like some full metal jackets, ammo, just some practice, loads. And for the shotgun, I bought like some bird shot from like Walmart,
Yeah.
Then later on, I was like, I went back and I bought the ammo from the pawn shop, because nowhere else had ammo, and they had like a huge ass weight for it, like Cabela's, and all of them never had the ammo I wanted. Because I was really, I'm kind of picky on my ammo.
Well, what kind of ammo do you like?
I like hollow points.
Okay, is that what you had?
Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah. Well, I got. I didn't get the hollow points I wanted, but it's still hollow points. So.
What'd you want?
I wanted a Spirit Gold Dot. I wanted that, but I got that later on for my little Mossberg MC1. That's what I carried in that. But in the other gun, the Smith & Wesson, I had the Georgia Arms 115 grain hollow point. So.
Georgia Arms 115 grain. Point. HP. Okay. And so
But I got some Spirit Gold dot. Did you ever get that? Yeah, I got the Spirit Gold.
So you got some
dot.
Spirit Gold dots and
Uh-huh.
some Georgia Arms holograms. Okay. And so, do you like
Shooting guns?
tactical type weapons?
I wouldn't call them super tactical, but like I don't really, think tactical is too much. But I think you could use them in a tactical situation. So yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this weekend.
All right.
What did you work Friday?
Okay. Yeah, I think I did. No, maybe. I think I think I worked Thursday or something like that. I was off 3 days, so what was today? Sunday. So
Yep.
yeah, I was off Thursday, Friday, Thursday. So maybe it was Wednesday I was working.
Okay.
And then I was off 3 days, and then I go back to work today.
Okay, so you were off Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday you had to be back at work. Okay. And so, was everything? Did you just kind of hang around the house Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, it was all calm. I just stayed in my room and just kind of went, as is. Mom and Kevin got in a couple arguments, but that was just kind of, the norm.
What were they about?
Just some stupid shit, like, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, he went to go take her mom get a coronavirus test. Took her to do that because he always giving her shit, about like this that type shit, whatever. And
Now,
yeah.
Clark, I need you to give me details when you say that he's always giving her.
right.
You said he took her to get a
Okay,
coronavirus test.
sorry.
So tell me.
Like he's like, sorry. So he's always like, telling her how to stay healthy and this and that, but it ain't really real. What it really is really about him. He's like, hey, don't you get the coronavirus, but you don't have to give it to me. That's really kind of mentality, he's like, hey, I bet you have corona. Don't you stay away from me. But then, then as a hypocrite, I want you to sleep in my bed. I don't, want you not sleep in my bed. So, and that's pretty stupid. It's like, what? But you're scared of coronavirus, but then you want her to sleep in your bed. And first off, how the hell is she going to get? She never goes outside anyways. Only time she goes outside is go out in the patio and smoke a cigarette. That's it. She never goes outside. Anytime she ever does, only time she ever gets outside is like if she has a doctor's appointment. That's it.
Okay.
And
just so we're aware, and just so we know, do you smoke cigarettes?
Oh no, I don't smoke cigarettes. No, I don't smoke anything.
Do you drink anything?
I don't drink alcohol either. I don't do any of that.
Do you take anything?
No meds, no nothing.
So you don't? Do you take doctor prescribed
No,
medicine?
I don't.
So
do
you don't
any-
take any
no,
medicine?
No.
You don't do any illegal drugs?
Oh hell no.
You don't drink? Okay.
I just, a lot of reasons for all that stuff. Like one, I don't like to drink and smell alcohol. First off, I don't I've never, even drank alcohol before, so I don't know how it even affect me. I don't know what my mental state would be. I don't know what my face, I don't know. And also sound like if you got drunk and you puke, that doesn't sound very funny. And then second, and then, prescription meds, it just doesn't make sense. Like, how am I going to get those? And then, first off, why the hell should I care? And three, other things.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, and then the other things I just don't really care about, you know what I mean?
So, when's the last time you visited a doctor?
No, what type of doctor? Or just any
Any
doctor?
doctor.
Oh, probably over a year now.
Over a year?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
I think, very last time I remember, it was like, my grandfather, after my grandfather passed away, I started having heart palpitations. I went to ER for that.
So did they send you to a cardiologist?
Not immediately, no. But I have been to a cardiologist before then, other times, because I had heart palpitations. But, yeah. But not, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I've never been to a doctor.
Did your mom ever have to like settle you down about your temper?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
Right. So like, we get in a, argument or this and that. Like I'm trying to help her, and, I get, I might get, interface or whatever, this or that, and, kind of scream at her or whatever, but,
Have you ever lost your temper with your mom before?
yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
But that's kind of what I'm talking about, right?
Oh.
That's all in the same category, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, lost temper. So, moms, we've had, things where we're talking about the family and this and that, Especially like, one time we lose a temper is like when she talks about her dad and how brave, because she's been brainwashed for forever, but, how brave a guy he was, but in reality he's he married my nan at age 14. Yeah, do you think, and when he was, how old he was like 21, 25, something like that, around that age. And he marries a girl at 14. Don't you think that's a little bit of a problem? Even though that's back in the day, but come on now. And then, he married her and he did, other things, what I mean? It's kind of like Ricky's, her brother is so in the head, because, he's not a bad person. He's got heart of gold, but, that's why he's always kind of nervous and kind of a wreck and stuff. And,
Okay, let's try to stay on focus here.
all right.
Your mom, have you ever lost your temper with your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you did when you lost your temper.
One time, we got, I've grabbed her before,
How did you grab her?
by the wrist or whatever,
Okay.
and,
Have you ever done anything more than that, Clark?
I've slapped her on the back, before.
You slapped her
Mhm.
on the back? Have you ever slapped her in the face?
Never in the face.
Have you ever grabbed her by the neck?
Never by the neck, but I've grabbed her, I think, by the hair once, I
Grabbed her
think
by the hair?
Right. But it was more so like, cause she started going, really panicky. You know what I mean? And she goes crazy. I'm trying to calm her down. And you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know,
Who else have you ever lost your temper on before?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like, I've been, well, never lost my temper, but for defense of my mom, one time, my uncle, Ephraim, one of the people passed away, he, a couple of times one time he got in my pop's face one time. He was a big guy, so, my pop, and I was scared one day. This was like probably when I was like 10, 12, somewhere around that age. I think 12, 13, somewhere around there. And he got, in pop's face or whatever, and he was like cocking his fist back. I remember I grabbed a pepper spray out of the top drawer and I pepper sprayed Ephraim in the face. And then, he grabbed a pill bottle, threw it at me, and then the remote controller slugged me in the head, and, it's kind of the end of that, whatever, it's kind of, end of that, later on. But then, later on, another time, me and Ephraim got into it, another time. Ephraim, because he was huddling over Mom, right? Because one time, I don't remember what the hell it was really, I don't remember anything about why it was or whatever, but I just remember he was huddling over Mom. And I grabbed the baseball bat. I didn't, like, at the time I was thinking, well, I can't, injure him because he's got to go to work tomorrow. And then I can't, I don't want to hurt him because, I love him, he's my uncle. So I go, shit, I got to get him off because he's huddling over, and she was pressed up against the counter of the, bar or whatever. And, I grabbed the baseball bat and I'm hitting him in the tailbone with it. It kind of knocked him down. And,
So you hit your uncle in the back with a baseball bat?
with the tailbone, because he was huddling over Mom, and I,
Okay.
And like anytime someone's, gonna hurt my mom or whatever,
Yeah.
since, I think is kind of since I saw, Sean, which is my biological father, but I didn't know it was my father until a very, very long time. Until I was probably 13, 14.
Tell me about that. You knew this guy. What's his full name?
Sean. I don't know his full name.
Sean, is it S-H-A or S-E-A?
Yeah, S-H-A-U-N. He's a British guy. He's from England, Essex. And I remember one day.
Where does he live?
Oh, I have no damn idea. We don't keep contact. The last thing that ever happened with that was one day he came by, I think because he didn't want to pay child support or anything like that. So he came by and got me a PS3, and then that was basically it. And he got shit from it. That was it. Because so he was, I remember, I think this is why I'm so, nervous around violence and, kind of a defender, but not, able to understand it, Because one day, when I was 3, I still remember, the day I goddamn died. He was, I remember everything from the seats, the checkered, kind of, white, black, checkered seats and car seats, and I was sitting in the chair, and it was during nighttime. And Mom, and this is, before Mom went to jail and, did her time and all this stuff. But she, I guess they were doing drugs with each other, whatever, both doing coke or whatever. And then, Sean just starts beating her in the face. And, he knocks her teeth out. And I remember, I'm scared. So, I grab, I'm behind him. So I grabbed on, and Sean didn't have a lot of hair anyways, but I remember I grabbed onto his hair. I pulled his hair back. I pulled, whatever hair back. I said, let go, Mom, leave her alone, And, he, and then, he turned around and said, he said, I'll kill you and this and that, And, he just kept hitting Mom and this and that. And I was like, and then Mom was like, hey, leave Clark alone, don't you touch him, and this and that. And, I still, I still feel weak about not keep fighting, for my mom, Even though I was 3 and I couldn't do shit about a grown man. Point is, I let go. I still kind of. And then, we went down, to his dental lab, because the dentist, I don't know if he's a dentist or a dentist technician, I don't know which one. And he was, in there, Mom was in the bathroom puking. Puking up blood and, her teeth and shit. And he was sitting there with her teeth, trying to make a mold of it, trying to, to make, I guess, false teeth or a denture set or something like that, to, to make it look like he didn't do it. But having bruises raw over her face, come on now.
Okay. And I'm sorry that happened to your mom. But let's talk about today or Sunday.
Sure.
Sunday. You went to work. Was work good?
Yeah, work was good. It was just tiring as shit.
Was there any tensions between you and Kevin when you went to work?
No. I just got kind of, what do we call it? No, there wasn't any tensions. For example, I was late, 30 minutes to work because I was waiting for my Uber driver because Cynthia and all of them couldn't pick me up.
Does that cause you a problem at work if you're 30 minutes late?
Not really. I mean, it does, in terms of pay, but I think everybody at my work right now understands that I don't have a car right now, so I think, they're okay with, what I mean? So,
okay.
But, that was not a problem. I just walk out and go to work or whatever.
Okay.
So
you were 30 minutes late.
Right, 30 minutes. Go through work.
So you're supposed to be there at 8, is that right?
No, 7. I was supposed to be there at 7. I got off at 4.
So did you get there at 7:30?
Yeah, I got there at 7:30. And started work. I was doing what we call cart shark. Cart shark is when you go out and get the baskets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the buggies.
Yeah, we get in the baskets and all that. So when I was hot as I was wearing the exact same shirt here, and then I was wearing the green public shirt along with the apron, and then you gotta wear the mask,
So
and I'm doing I'm getting doing my work, doing it, I'm always a hard worker. Can't ever say anything bad about that. But everybody will back me up on that one.
you're supposed to work from 7 to 4. But did you work over because you were late this morning, or no? Did you leave at 4?
Yeah, well, no. Like I got there at 7:30.
Right.
Right.
What time did you leave, Pup?
Oh, 4. Probably a couple minutes after or whatever, because I was looking for red velvet cake. They didn't have any. I got the popcorn chicken, meal.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So Cynthia was, waiting. Cynthia said, when she clocked out, she said, hey, Carter, I'll wait here and pick you up. Just go do some shopping. I was like, all right. So we come home. When I came home.
Did Cynthia take you home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. There's nothing. Bad or anything. Everything. I was just tired. But that's normal. Long ass day, hot, sweaty day,
And I know that's not very far from your house to
No,
work,
sir, it's
so
like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Right, yeah.
So what time do you think? I know
When
you
I
said it
got
was a few
back?
minutes after.
Right, when
you
I
left
got back?
Publix around what time? Going home with Cynthia. Was it
4:15? Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. Okay.
So I got back and,
What time did you get back?
to the house?
Yeah.
Probably 4:30, something like that. Because if I left right then at 4:15, it probably took 10, 15 minutes.
Around 4:30.
You know what I mean? 'Cause just,
Okay. When you got home, what'd you do?
Just going, first thing I did, I had my meal and stuff. I go in my room, start eating, Not, Kevin doesn't like it when you're eating in your room, but I don't give a shit. I was just eating in my room, Like usually what I do is I hide, my food, so he won't know, so he won't bitch. So what I do is then, in the morning, like late at night, I'll throw it in the trash. So, then if, in the morning when I'm gone, he won't go through my room and shit and see any cans or anything like that, but,
Yeah.
And,
you went to the room and you ate your food.
Right, I ate my food. I was just sitting there watching TV, watching Chucky, the new Chucky movie I haven't seen before. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna go to sleep, because I was like, well, I gotta get up early in the morning. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, I'm not take a shower in the morning or whatever, So I was thinking, just sitting back, in my red chair, watching TV, just kind of dozing off, and I hear Mom and Kevin getting into an argument. About some stupid shit I'm not even really paying attention to. And, going on something. I don't even know what it really was. You'd have to ask Mom about that. And, and sometimes I text Mom, like, Mom, look, just quit it, just go in the room, just ignore it. And then, she'd slam, she went in the room, she'd slam the door, and that kind of startled me a bit, but whatever. And then, later, then it all kind of calmed down. Everything went kind of quiet. Kevin took a shower. And, Mom was in the bedroom, I guess watching TV or something, probably watching news or whatever, where she had a couple of minutes. So, he came out, and then that's when it all started.
What was that last thing you said?
Huh? What?
What was that last thing you said?
What? When you came out of the shower?
Okay, you come out of the shower?
Yeah, we came out of the shower, And that's when
Do you know what time that was?
4 or 5, I don't know, so I got home at 4. Probably 5, maybe closer to 6, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know, because I was just kind of...
What happened when Kevin got out of the shower?
Alright, so he got out of the shower, and I don't know, I guess I heard something between Mom and Kevin for a quick second. Then he starts banging on my door, and I don't know what the he's banging on my door for. He's all pissed off and shit, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like, like nothing's been happening. Like, we haven't had an argument, nothing, doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And, I'm like, half asleep, and then boom, it startles me. And I've always had a problem. As soon as I start falling asleep, and any loud, knock, especially, even my pop knew that. Way back, like I never did anything to my pop. Always, like as soon as I hear a knock, even when Pop always knew, we'd always make a joke about it. Don't bang on the wall, Carp would get pissed off. I'd be like, oh. I just be screaming because that startled. I don't know why that is. Why that's always startled me. I don't know why. It might be something, way back or something. I don't know. Anyways, so he does that. It startles me. I have, where I have my setup, I always have my gun, here on the counter, You know,
What-
does
I heard-
Smith and Wesson.
I heard you say counter.
No, you know where I have my TV. It's where I have my TV on.
Is it like a television type stand?
No, it's just kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It's got two drawers.
It's a piece of furniture.
Yeah, it's a piece of furniture. It's kind of like it's black. It's well, you'll recognize it if you ever go inside the house. You know what I mean? You'll recognize it when you walk in.
So your gun was laying on the
Right. I always lay it there because I unload my Mossberg and I put it in the unload the Mossberg always because I don't want the mags the mag springs to deteriorate or whatever while overnight. So I don't know, maybe I'm weird about that, but because of clear polymer, so. Kind of like that. So I got my bullets kind of stacked out here. So my Mossberg can take a break, and then my emergency gun is my new Smith and Wesson. In case something happens. I have my pepper spray. I have like every time I walk out, my bedroom, I always have my pepper spray on me just in case he starts some shit. You know what I mean? I don't ever carry the gun on me or anything outside. Because I don't really give a shit. But, anyways, so he's banging on the door. He's like, I was like, what? Why are you banging on my door? Mom comes out. She's kind of concerned because now she's confused. And he tells her, get the back in the goddamn room. He's doing that shit. I don't know why.
Is that the exact words that he
right,
said?
Right, exactly. And I don't know. And then Mom's like, Kevin, what's wrong with you? What is going on? I'm like, I'm even confused. I'm like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? I don't remember doing anything wrong. I'm just sitting here, trying to doze off, trying to eat my food and go to sleep. I even came out early before he went in the shower. I got my Reese's and stuff, and I was like, every day, before I go to bed, I eat my Reese's and pass out. That's my routine. And, I have my gun here, and then he's like banging on my door. He's like, open this goddamn door. I was like, what? I was like, Kevin, what is your problem? I just tell him, because I'm like, I have sleep, and I'm startled now. Kevin, I don't know what your problem is. I can't even speak. I'm like half asleep, and he's like, he starts getting more and more aggressive. He's like, you take a shower. Something about a shower. I'm like, you haven't had a shower in over I'm like, it's been a couple. It's been a couple of weeks.
Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah, that is basically true. Sorry.
Why is
I
that?
haven't had time, and also anytime you take. First off, he didn't know about the guns. I think he did later on because, like in my room, I used to dry fire a lot. You know what I mean? So I think he'd hear the racking and stuff. So I think he knew, but he didn't 100% know I had a gun. Because if he knew I had a gun, he'd be trying to take them away.
Is that a secret that you kept?
Yeah, from him, yeah, definitely. Because he's a hypocrite. Because he has a Glock 17, and he has like shotguns in his little closet. But God, heaven forbid if I have a gun, type shit, And I don't trust his ass with a gun because he's ready to blast everybody every 5 minutes. He even, like, Mom was even creeped out by his gun shit because he always had the gun underneath the bed springs. That's what Mom told me. I said, what the f*** do you do that for? And then he had, what's funny is Mom told me he had his Glock. He didn't have chambered, so he didn't have safety because y'all know Glocks. I'm sure because y'all are police. So yeah, I go out, no say, nothing covering the trigger or anything. Underneath her mattress bed spring. If she rolls over wrong and something hits it, it goes off and it shoots her. Yeah, he does that. Yeah, like what the hell? Anyway, so I guess, I don't know if he moved it out of the house or he kept it. I don't know. I never knew anything where a gun was because I didn't care. I never cared where his gun was. So he, so he's banging on the door and this and that. And, I'm like confused what to do. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how much time I got, like before, something happens. Because I don't know what everything's going on. Like it's just so explosive from his part that didn't even make sense. You know, and especially from like a shower per se, like that's a weird thing to just explode over. Like, doesn't even make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Well, can you tell me about the shower part? Why?
I don't know.
Why is it that you hadn't had a shower in a couple of weeks?
Oh, like, cause that's what I'll go back to. So like, if I go in, well, one, cause he's always going in the shower, cause he does work from home now. In the last couple months, he did work from home. Because of coronavirus, they had to do work, computer work at home. That's caused a lot of tension right there. Because now he's always at home. Me and my mom don't have our time to talk, about this or that. So occasionally we get time to talk, you know what I mean? And mom's always trying to hide, she's always telling me to hide her laxatives and shit. I'm like, well, I don't know if you'd even care about that. So, that kind of, okay. Hide your laxatives and hide your fixatives. Okay. Mom, that doesn't even make sense. I'm pretty sure my stuff I gotta hide is kind of more important. So, anyways, Kevin's never ever wanted me to have fun or anything. Like, anytime I was saying, hey, I'm gonna go out with my friends and, have some fun or whatever, I'm gonna go to Burger King, he's like, no, you're not. What do you mean? No, I'm not. I'm 22. I can do whatever the hell I want. I can go out to eat. No, you're not. You stand right in front of the goddamn door. No, you're not. You're not leaving this goddamn house unless I say so. What do you mean? I'm an adult. Were you trying to imprison me here? And then even the way, it even creeped me out when I first moved in. The way he has his lock set up, it creeped me out. I used to tell Mom that. He'd have floorboards used to crack. And and then he'd have the lock. If you look at the lock, it's backwards. So you'd have to have a key to where to get out of the door. So if you look at that, and that creeped me out of me. You know what I mean? Like, Mom, this is like some serial killer level shit. It kind of creeps me out. Even though I just kind of, went on, with it, but whatever, kind of noteworthy for my end. But anyways,
But let's go back to him
right.
banging on the door.
Sorry, yeah. I have ADD, so I just kind of. So banging on the door, and I'm still going, confused. I'm still discombobulated and shit. I'm like half awake. I'm scared, and he's like, what I'm talking about? You ain't had a goddamn shower for like a month. I was like, I don't know, it might have been a couple weeks. I don't know what. I'll do it tomorrow then. Right now I'm going to go to bed. And then he just bangs. He's like, open this goddamn door right now. I was like, Kevin, I said that. He's like, don't you tell me what to do. Open this goddamn door right now. So he's like, I'm calling the goddamn cops. I'm like, what? Does he make sense? What? Like, if anything's gonna happen, you're gonna wind up yourself over because you're going crazy. So, and then, then the weather or something. So I'm not, fully thinking, I'm, tired. So I grabbed the gun and I wrapped the slide. Because it sounds like he's about to break down the door. The way he's hitting at it, and Mom's, scared, and he's, I think he's almost manhandling Mom. I told Kevin, back the away from the door. Because I didn't, but the intention wasn't to, do any harm or whatever. I just want to wrap the gun to, make that sound like, as a deterrent. You know what I mean?
You gotta tell me what you told him again.
Basically, off, like.
No, you just said that you told him to back up away from the door.
Yeah, I told him back up. Yeah. So, and he's like, no, keep going. So then he's like, don't. I was like, So then he goes, grabs, and then he says, I'm gonna get my goddamn gun. And then Mom's panicking. As soon as he says that, Mom's panicking, and now I'm panicking, and then he busts in my door. Then when he busts in the door, I don't see the gun necessarily.
Was your door locked?
Yeah, for beginning, because what I did is I locked it in the beginning. Because, I always lock it when I go in my room. But then I think, I got scared and I was like, I just kind of want to defuse this, maybe. Unlocked it. Then I locked it back. Because, and then he pushed, the door was locked, but he knocks it open. Right? I think he shoulder rammed it or kicked it, I don't know which way. So he knocks it open, It doesn't go flying full out because I'm standing in front of the door. And, and he's like trying to get in. And, it sounds like, before that, it sounds like he's, like getting physical with mom. It sounds like that. So he knocks open my door. I'm like, oh shit. Like, what, and then, I just, instinct without even, thinking, I just kind of flinch. I just start shooting. And that's when I just start shooting through the door.
But now let's talk about
Because I close it back and I start shooting through.
You closed the door back?
Right. Because he opened it up, I close it back. So I'm forcing it out. Cause I think he has a gun. Because he said he had a gun. I didn't have visual.
Now, hang on though.
Right.
You said that he said, I'm going to go get my gun.
And then he came, because he went in the bedroom, I could hear mom and then going at it, and then he comes back to the door. Because he comes back to the door, and then, so then then that's when I think he's actually trying to, breach my door. You know what I mean? And, I'm like, oh shit, if he's got a gun, of course I've got a gun. But now I can't use pepper spray. I don't have time to call the cops now. You know what I mean?
Was your phone in your room with you?
It was. And I didn't have time to call. Like, first off, I didn't even think about phone too much, but, you know what I mean? Cause
Is it a Metro PCS?
No, LG.
But who's the service through?
Metro.
Metro?
So I didn't even think time to even grab it or call the cops or anything. And, he knocked, that's when he knocks open the door. And I push it back and I just start shooting through the door because I think he's trying to get through with his gun, trying to, I don't know what's going to happen. Because now he knows I have a gun. Now he's got a gun. Now I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Something's going to happen here. If one of us are going to have to do something,
Okay.
So I just start shooting through the door. I hear my mom. I don't know which side she's from, right? Because I think because she was in the bedroom to begin with. She wasn't. She was in the, like the door. I guess because I'm inside my room. I can't see everything. So I guess she's, in the doorway of the bedroom door of where Kevin's bedroom is. I guess she's yelling out to Kevin, don't do that. Couldn't stop it, and then that's when I start shooting. And I guess she tries running past or something. I don't know what she's trying to do. That's what, And then, I stopped shooting because she says, I'm hit. And I'm like, what? Oh, shit. But she's not hit. And I'm like, Mom, where are you hit? Where are you hit? I didn't want to open up the door yet until I, fully, knew he wasn't a threat yet. So I'm kind of looking through the holes in the where I shot, and I open up the door, and then he's kind of running off, and I just keep shooting, because I see the way his hand was positioned. It looked like he had his gun on, and I didn't know, you know what I mean? So I just keep shooting.
You kept shooting at him.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you hit him at?
I don't know. It just shooting. So I don't know. Like when I saw the blood, it was all down his right side. So I don't know. And then I was like, oh, Then I see him, roll over. I'm like, oh fuck, Kevin. I'm telling Mom, sorry, he came through, doing threats. And, I was scared for my mom and him. I mean, and her, my mom and me. You know what I mean? So, I thought, he might, take, because I thought maybe he might take her hostage with a gun to call me out. I didn't know what was going to happen. You know what I mean? During that time, everything was like split seconds.
Okay. Then what happened?
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, this is after I shot. Before, when I was during all that stuff, before, I shot or whatever. I was going through my mind. I was thinking he's maybe taking her hostage. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? Everything just click.
What happened next?
What do you mean?
When you went outside of the room?
I kept shooting. Like I went out
How many times did you keep shooting?
until I went empty.
Okay, which was how many rounds in the
16.
Okay, so you fired
16.
16 rounds?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, I'm just sitting there like, I didn't realize what I did. You know what I mean? I didn't fully, because I'm still, half asleep. I'm still kind of loopy. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel, like I was actually doing, So, and, so he's laying there, and then I'm going in the, so I run, grab my medical kit, because I have that in my bag. I have chest seals, tourniquets, all that stuff. Tourniquet wouldn't help him because it's all chest. I didn't see any arm or anything besides that, not important. And chest seal, I was like, I couldn't find my chest seals. They might have been in the red bag. It might not have. I couldn't find them. I was like, well, the chest seals probably wouldn't matter if I shot him so many times. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, fuck. So then I'm like, well, hold on, Kevin. So then I'm trying to do CPR, and that's when I got all the blood over my hands. Because I was trying to do CPR, trying to, stabilize and trying to, maybe you live from it, So, I don't want to, I don't want him to die, I didn't want that, I just wanted, to get rid of the threat, you know what I mean? A threat to me and my mom, so that's all I wanted. I didn't want to, do that. You know what I mean?
If you could say anything to his family right now, what would you say?
I'm sorry, basically,
Tell me why you have that feeling right now.
Well, you know what I mean? His family hadn't done anything to me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? His family are, good people. They don't really know who he is. Behind closed doors. They don't know. He always talks about how great he is behind closed doors. So I can't, I can't hold anything, against him or, and, you can tell him personally, I know my apologies probably don't mean fun, shit, what, I mean, it's just kind of, I'm not.
Do you feel bad about what happened?
Uh-huh.
Tell me why you feel bad.
Killing a person is not, it shouldn't have to be done, I mean, unless, I felt like I had to absolutely do it, but, still it was kind of, it was too much, it was too, sporadic, you know what I mean?
With 16 rounds, though, here's my question.
Right.
Is it safe to say that you lost your temper?
No, it wasn't a temper. It was just, you know what I mean? I think it was just reflex. It wasn't even anger, because I didn't have any anger. Because it was more fear, because I know when I have anger, I'm actually very calm, but when I have fear, I'm not calm.
But my question to that, and I'm just asking, is that you said he's running away from you and you're shooting him in the back.
Uh-huh. Right, because I thought he still had the...
What emotion are you feeling
I'm still...
when that's going on?
I didn't have any emotion. You know what I mean? I just kind of, closed the gap and...
Now, you've done real good until we got right here, Clark.
Right, I understand.
You've been nice to us, and I appreciate that, and you've been cooperative.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you the truth, sir.
But we talked all through the first 90% of this interview about how this guy bothers you, you hate him. And we get to this point.
Right, but that wasn't out of anger. That was out of fear. Other times,
hang on a minute. Just let me finish my little part, and I'll let you explain. Okay.
Sure.
Here's the thing. We talk about all this discomfort and how you feel like he's not good to you, like he's a jerk and all this stuff, and then when you empty your gun of 16 rounds, you're telling me that you have no emotion after he's like banging on the door and...
Well, then, when he's banging on the door, it's fear. And even then, even when I'm shooting, I'm still afraid because you know what I mean? You're not registering. Like, I wasn't registering what was really happening. I know you can't see inside my head, but.
And I can't agree with you when you say, you know what I mean, because let me say this.
Right.
You fired 16 rounds.
Right, true.
And it sounds to me, and I'm just looking for you to be truthful with us.
Right.
It sounds to me like you were mad as hell at this guy.
Because I was shooting through the door. I didn't know how many
Not
shots.
just through the door.
No, I'm saying.
Chasing him down the hall, shooting him in the back.
Yeah, because I thought he still had.
That's not fair, buddy.
That is fair. Because then if he turns around and he shoots back at me, I have to finish him before he finishes me.
Clark.
That's true. That's how I felt.
But we stayed overnight to talk to you. And that's why I talked about, did your parents, grandparents?
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying
the
that's
difference between
the
the
truth.
truth and the lie.
That is the truth. I didn't feel any anger.
But what you're saying doesn't match what we have.
Well,
Okay.
that's not, look, just because you weren't there, look, I didn't feel anger at that time. Alright? You know, it might have been, you know what I mean, it wasn't done out of anger, it was done out of fear, because, you know, once I started pulling the trigger, I couldn't stop. I don't know, it just kind of, it was weird, alright?
Now, Clark.
I'm not BSing you, I'm not anything, I'm just telling you, it was weird.
Let's do this. You know that what we're doing right now is we're going through the events, the series of events. We asked you for kind of your history and your story.
Right.
And I feel like for the most part you were cooperative and honest with us, but let me say this. All of this is going to be sent over to the DA's office.
Right.
And so what I don't want you to do is to paint a picture that's not true.
Well, I'm not painting a picture that's not true. Because
Just hear me out. Let me finish, okay? With what we have
right,
and what you've told us,
right,
I'm just going to tell you that it's pretty clear and evident to me that because you talked about and I'm saying your words.
Right,
most of this
right,
interview
right.
is this guy's shit.
right, exactly.
Referring to
correct.
Kevin Murr.
Correct.
You're saying that you and your mom had to put up with this guy's shit.
Exactly.
All through this interview, and then we get
But
to the
during that
point.
time, see, other times, I've had anger, you know what I mean? But I never did anything, you know what I mean? Like I never, you know, I've never had any, you know what I mean? I gotta tell my mom, this son of a bitch, you know, like, rather than this, that, you know. I'd have times like that, but I never would actually fall through. You know what I mean? I would never do it. But because it was so much fear, because, you know what I mean? You can take me to a psychologist or give me brain scans or anything like that. Because I do believe I'm kind of in the head. I do believe that.
Do you think you had a mental episode?
I think I could have, yes, sir. You know what I mean? It was, you know, I was half asleep, I was scared, and my mind wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Can I ask a question real quick?
Mm-hmm.
You said sometimes you would get angry in the past and you'd say, you know, F this SOB, but you'd never follow through with it, or you'd never.
Well, like I never
do
did any
it.
actions. You know what I mean? Like I would say, you know, I gotta tell my mom, oh, him, you know, this, that, you know, or
So
you
does
know,
that mean
I would talk out of, you know, like like I would talk out, you know, out of it, you know, like, yeah, I'll beat the shit out of him, I'll do this, that, but, you know, never really thought about it, you know, I was like, well, I can't, because, you know, I gotta take care of my family, you
You've
know.
had thoughts of doing this to him before.
Right. But it wasn't preemptive.
You had thoughts of killing him before?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about it. What way were you going to do it?
Well, you know what I mean? Like anytime, you know, because, you know, I hated whenever my mom and him would get into it. I'd have seizures from the shit. You know, I just couldn't live there and have a goddamn normal life for 5 minutes. You know? But, you know, I never, you know, killing him was never a thing. You know what I mean? It was never actually, it was just a venting. You know what I mean?
Did you describe wanting to kill him to your mom?
Yeah. I did, and,
What did you say?
I don't know, a couple of times, you know, I'll beat the shit out of him or this or that, you know, whatever, you know, something like that.
Well, Clark, it's really important that we.
Right, I'm
tell
telling
us
you
that-
everything I can.
Well,
That's what I'm doing.
well, and that's what Detective Pouch is
Right,
getting into,
right.
is that you alluded to not following through.
Right,
we
because
need
I
to
never,
know.
because like, I
But we
mean,
need to know what you
mean by
planned. We need to know what you planned that you didn't follow through on.
like, I mean, like that,
Specifically.
like I never planned anything really, I just kind of talked shit, you know what I mean, I never, you know what I mean, I just kind of said, oh, you know, kill the son of a bitch and, you know, move on, whatever, you know, like, you know, just kind of, you know, like, we just kind of talk, you know, like whenever people, you know, talk about, you know, whooping each other's ass, like, oh, I kicked that dude's ass down there, you know, basic talk, you know what I mean? Like you probably, when you were in high school or something, you probably, I kicked that dude's ass, but, you know, just let it go, you know what I mean? It was more like, it was a venting, you know what I mean? I was able to get it off my chest, I just say it and be done with it, you know, I go, you know, be calm, you know what I mean? It was a venting, you know what I mean? But I never had any actual intent of, you know, of actually doing it, you know what I mean? I never had the feeling, unless, you know, unless in a self-defense situation, then, you know, I could have, like, then, you know, I mean, that's what I consider a self-defense situation where I was just like, you know, I mean, where it was just kind of, you know, random.
He's good, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's good, yeah. Well, and so I understand you were venting.
Right.
I understand what you're saying, but did you vent to your mother?
Oh, yeah, I tell her all the time.
Well, when you were venting, what ways did you tell your mother you wanted to do things to Kevin?
I mean, I just say I want to kick the living shit, like, you know, punch him in the face or whatever it
Did
is.
you ever say you were going to shoot him?
You know, I thought about, you know, like, oh, it'd be funny if I shoved this Glock up his ass and pulled it forward around. You know what I mean? You know,
When did you say that?
Oh, how the fuck should I know? I don't know. What all that? You know what I mean? You know,
Well, you know,
I don't know dates, you know, this stuff.
because he's dead now.
Right.
I'm going to say this, and I
Okay.
don't want you to take this
Oh, no, no.
offensively, but I don't appreciate you saying, I'm going to stick this gun up his ass and pull the trigger, but when I say, well, can you guesstimate for me when you said that, and you say, how should I know?
I don't. I'm sorry.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If we're all,
I mean,
in
like,
here-
I don't know when I said it. I
We're all
don't
in
know.
here.
I mean, I
you're
probably
sharing
said-
information.
Okay,
with us.
okay. I'm sorry.
You're sharing information.
All
with
right.
us.
All right.
But
I
don't
probably
insult our
said in
intelligence.
the beginning times, you know, like when we first moved in. That was like probably my most rage parts. And, you know, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend.
It's
anyone.
okay.
I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure that
Right,
we continue.
right.
You shared
Oh,
information
okay,
for a long time in this
All right,
interview,
all right.
and I want you to keep doing that,
All right,
okay?
all right. I'm sorry for being a smart ass.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We just need to get past it, okay?
Right.
You shove this Glock up his ass and pull the trigger. Is that
Right.
what you said?
I don't know word for word, but you know what I mean? Probably something like that.
So you said
Something
something
to
that
effect,
effect.
yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, because he always, you know, the gun thing, you know, and kind of, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, did you say anything like that to your mother?
Yeah, I told her.
In the past week.
No, not in the past week. I don't believe something.
When is the last time you did say something like that to your mom?
Probably past month or so. You know, like,
Past month?
yeah, probably so. Like, not that deep, but you know.
Do you remember what the last thing was that you said to your mom?
Probably like, it'd be funny if I just pepper sprayed him in the face and watch him, you know, roll around like a little bitch or something like that, you know.
You know, I really believe that your mom loves you.
Mm-hmm, she does.
But I'm going to share something with you that your mom
Sure,
told us.
Sure.
Your mom told us that she's kind of been concerned about you
Mm-hmm.
in the recent past.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think your mom would be concerned about your well-being?
Because, like, just all this stuff has just all been lit up. it's, like she, I talk to her on a regular basis about how I feel and this and that, I talk to her, it's not like I didn't, so yeah, of course you'd be concerned, like I always, I always had, depression, and just, a bunch of other things. Depression,
Okay.
anger, sadness, just every emotion all at one time, just kind of going all over the place,
Well, let me just pose it to you this way.
Mhm.
Do you think you may have said or done some things before Sunday that would cause your mom to kind of be alarmed that you
No,
might
no,
have
she's
some,
been like that for a while.
where she might think that you have some issues with your temper?
No, not in the past weeks or anything like that. So no.
Well,
I mean, I think we
I'm
call
not
it-
trying to.
I think we call it sometimes she gets kind of nervous or whatever. I think because, from a couple of times, at one time I did grab her or whatever. I think, whenever I'm like, she'll be telling me something. Because Mom used to look through Kevin's phone and stuff like, Mom, are you paying attention? Because I'll be talking about work or this or that, or I'll be trying to get her to relax and do it. Mom, are you paying attention? She's like, yeah, I'm paying attention. Mom, are you paying attention? And I get, I just kind of walk up to her and just kind of, Mom, are you paying? And then she get kind of, scared. I'm like, Mom, chill out. Why are you scared? So I always kind of, made me feel like shit, should do that, but,
Are you sure that you never kind of lost your temper and grabbed her by the neck?
No, never by the neck, no.
Okay. You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've grabbed her by the shoulders, but not by the neck. Never by the neck.
All right. Well, what do you think should happen in this situation?
You mean like best possible outcomes?
No,
just
no,
outcome,
not
or-
best possible outcome.
Okay.
I said, what do you think should happen in this situation?
Maybe a bunch of things. I mean, my life's pretty much ruined as is, so I look forward to enjoyment the rest of my life, but, like I still want to, be a contributing member of society and this and that, and, if I could go to like a mental facility and just live the rest of my life in a mental facility 24/7, and like if I could be in like solitary confinement or something like that, that'd be, I think that'd be,
Are you still?
because like then I'd be away from everybody, not for my good, but for the well-beings of others. Then I could actually progress and actually be able to help others and actually get my shit together,
Do you feel like you need to be in a mental hospital? Is that
Yes,
what
sir.
you're saying?
Yes, sir. I've been feeling like that for a long time now. Been needing a mental hospital for a long time. Ever since my grandfather died, I was like, I need to go to a mental hospital.
You said that you wanted to be in solitary confinement away from others for their well-being. Do you still feel like you're wanting to hurt
No,
somebody?
not that. No.
Okay.
I'm saying for their well-being, so I can help, become a better person myself.
Okay.
So I don't have interactions with anybody. So I just, do my own thing and if I see a psychologist and I see this person, maybe I can, help people down the road or whatever, you know what I mean? It's kind of my, I don't even care if I die right now or this or that. But all I want to do, and the minimum I want to do is help people. I don't even care if, just do some service.
Well,
Help
just so you
people.
know, I'm writing that down that you
Right.
want to help people.
Right.
And I appreciate you saying
And if I can, I'll do anything I can to, help, Shira, Myra and Shelley, Kevin's family, So,
that. Do you feel bad about what's happened? If you had it all to do over again, would you do what you did today?
I don't know. I would just, it was just so much shock. I didn't even have time to think.
He wasn't armed.
Yeah, I know. I found that when he rolled over, I didn't, you know what I mean? Right. You know, like I should, you know, from what I was thinking, you know, I should have, you know, used pepper spray, I could have called the cops.
So
But done this and
do
that.
you agree that you shouldn't have shot him?
Out of the, you know what I mean? It's easy to say from after view, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But when you're in the moment, you don't know, you know what I mean? You know, you're in law enforcement, a guy, you know, reaches for something, you're gonna shoot, right? You don't know what he has, and then when you find out, oh my God, it was a phone or it was a lighter, and then you're like, well, damn,
Well,
I'm feeling like crap now, and then I just killed an innocent person.
well,
That's kind of the same thing, you know what I mean? And then there's proving the threat. They're saying things and this and that. That's the same.
but what you're saying is not this situation.
That is the type, or not. You know, it wasn't in the
Clark,
same.
no, it's not. And let
Yes, sir.
me say, you should have called 911 to call
Well,
us
if
out there.
if I would, you probably would bust down the door. We would have got an altercation. How long am I going to call 911? How
But
much time?
you haven't told us one thing that points to you being in some type of imminent danger. He was telling you.
Yeah, when he bust open the
He
door.
was telling you to get out
When
here
he
and take
bust-
a shower.
No, when he bust open the door and he say he has the gun, that's imminent danger.
No, but that's not what you said. That he said, "I'm going to."
Yeah, he said that to begin with. I'm going to go get my gun. Then he comes back. Look at
Okay.
your notes.
Well, I'm going to tell
He
you
comes
something.
back.
Mama says something different.
What'd she say? There's nothing different about that.
Yes, there is.
No, it's not.
No, it is, and she's told a different story than that. And I will tell you that she describes here in your gun.
Yeah, I made the rack.
Clicking.
Right.
Exactly.
Right,
So you
right,
said it before I
did
said
say
it.
that.
You said it before I said it.
I did rack it. I don't.
You
I
racked
told
the
you that.
gun before he says anything about going to get a gun. So he says he's going
Right,
to go get a gun
I did that.
when
I
he
did
learns.
that.
Hang on, let me talk. He says he's going to go get a gun when you present the fact that you have a gun. And so there's no way that you can say that that's self-defense. There's no way you can say that. He did not mention a gun until he was made aware that you had a gun. So how can you sit here and say that you were in fear or that you did X, Y, Z and shot him in the back 3 or 4 times out of fear? How can you say that, Clark?
As soon as he opens up the door, that's when I started firing. And then I closed the door, and then I started firing through the door. Because if we both had the guns, nothing would happen on, if he just went off, you know what I mean? Or I just was trying to do my thing.
He didn't have time to get a gun because you started clicking a gun and you started shooting him through the door.
No, he said, I'm going to go get the gun. He come back. And then, Mom's yelling at him, this,
That's not how your mom presents it.
That's how it happened.
That's not how your mom presents it.
That's how it happened.
Basically, you start clicking the gun and start
Right.
shooting through the door right then.
Not immediately until he opened up the door. And then I close it, and then I start shooting through it.
Okay. And now you say that you learn by trying to render aid to him
Right.
that, yeah, he never had a gun. And I'm
Right.
going to say he never had time to get a gun. Your mom says you start clicking.
I don't know
Hear
how he had the gun or
the
not.
gun noises, and then the next thing she knows, it's like World War III coming through the door, and that she actually physically saw you. Almost shot your mama, is what you did, because she opens the door to see a projectile flying across in front of her.
Sure.
So this scared and self-defense thing is not matching, and what I'm trying to get you to open up to us about, Clark, is that you could not stand this guy, and when he rattled your cage about taking a shower, you lost it.
No, I didn't move. No, because when he started banging on the door, you know what I mean? I did panic. I'm not going to lie. I did panic. And then he's saying, I'm going to, ready to bust down the door. So I racked the slide. Right? That's what I told you. I racked the slide. Then as a deterrent to tell him to, basically F off. Right? I didn't.
It's a little deeper than that, though, Clark. You explained to us how.
Right. I know you could see where he feels threatened, that he heard the racking.
Stop. Let me say this. You explained to us how every night, as a ritual, you take magazines out of the gun, you take pressure off the magazine springs.
Right. Because I
So
like
you
to
sat
keep
in
my
there.
guns good.
Was the ammunition still in the magazine?
Which one?
The gun you shot him with.
Yeah.
So what all did you have to do to get that gun ready? What all did you do?
Just rack the slide. That's it.
Okay. Instead of racking the slide, you should have called 911. Instead of pointing that weapon at the door and discharging 16 rounds through the door, through him, pursuing him through the hallway, shooting him in the back more than once.
Mm-hmm.
You hit him multiple times in the back while he's trying to get away from you, unarmed. Clark, that's murder. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that there's going to be consequences?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I feel like for the most part you've done your best to be honest with us,
Right.
but I just have to say that what you say and what we have only paints the picture of you being mad at this guy and losing your temper.
Right.
It does not paint the picture of self-defense.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now you've been nice to us, and we want to be nice to you, but we just if I've been abrupt with you, it's been because
Right.
we've
I
kind
understand.
we've kind of hit a wall with each other, and you got to tell us these things, just like she wanted historical about you wanting to do things to Kevin before you actually did it.
Mhm.
And at this point, for the district attorney, you might as well just open up to us and tell us everything, so that they get the full picture and not just what Clark wants us to hear. You might as well just tell us all of it, because Kevin's dead. We can't bring him back. He's gone. Okay? So is there anything else that you can think of that we need to know?
That's pretty much it. Because as soon as, you know what I mean? Because as soon I started shooting, I did. I do admit I did pursue him down the hall, but it wasn't like an anger. It was more of a concentration type of.
You're gonna have to help. You gotta help me understand that, because chasing him down the hall, shooting him in the back.
Right.
You're gonna have to explain this concentration
Right.
label for me.
It's a. How is,
Help us understand.
Okay,
Help us understand.
Okay. Is as soon as I get engaged in like a fight or anything like that, my instincts kick over. To fully finish someone off. You know what I mean? To eliminate any threat, anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, out of an instinctual thing. It wasn't out of anger. It just felt, I don't want to say natural, but it felt weird. You know what I mean? It felt,
Clark, can I just ask you a real simple question?
Sure.
Were you mad?
No, it wasn't mad. It wasn't out of anger. It felt out of. I'm
You
telling
said
you.
you were concentrating to finish him off.
Right, but it wasn't an anger. It was like a focus.
You were focused on finishing him off. Is that
Not,
right?
not finishing off, you know what I mean? But
Well,
just
I'm using your words. I'm using your words.
Right. But finishing off the threat more so, because he was the threat. So in theory, if you want to use that terminology, yeah, finish him off.
So is that fair for me to say that you were trying to finish him off?
I guess so. I mean, I wouldn't.
Let's not use I guess, because I don't take this the wrong way, but I don't like that.
Right.
I don't want you to
Settle
with telling me you guess.
Right. Can I ask you a personal question? Is that okay?
You can ask me a question, and I'll tell you whether I'll answer it.
Okay. Have you ever had to use your weapon in
I'm not going to discuss that in this
Okay.
interview.
All right.
I am a law enforcement professional, and that's not part of this case.
Okay. If you have had to or not, you understand the focus, where it's not out of necessarily fully anger. It's a kind of like a weird kind of controlled anger, but it's not an anger. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't
Yeah.
I can't say that I know what you mean
Mm-hmm.
because, like I told you, I'm not going to discuss that. But
Right.
this is a Clark interview.
Right. I mean, I'm just asking you if you
I
understand.
understand you're trying to find someone to relate with.
Right. I'm trying to. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean? That's the problem. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I will
It's
tell you
hard
that
for
I've
me to
never
explain.
pursued anyone down the hallway shooting them in the back. I've never done that before.
Right.
And so you're going to have to help us understand that.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Because I thought, well, in theory, all right, and I wasn't thinking that during the time, but like before, way before, I thought, well, if I don't, kill him or whatever, it isn't that the same thing. But I'm saying, I thought about it, and where if I don't kill him, he'll just come back and harm my mother. You know what I mean? So out of a way, I was trying to protect my mom, because I know if I took action against him and I go to jail or this or that, then he'll harm my mother. You know what I mean?
But
So-
why did your mother scream that she hated you?
I didn't know she screamed. She did. She did, and the thing, yeah, she did, because she was pissed off that I killed him. Because
Why was she pissed off?
she didn't expect me to do that. So, you know what I mean? Because it was,
Where was your mom when you were pursuing him down the hall?
I'm not sure. She could have been on the corner here, or she could have been behind me. I don't know, because I was just focused on him. Bird vision, so I couldn't tell if she was here or behind me. But either way, I saw him. We were going from the living room to the kitchen.
So just so I understand, you had the door shut,
Mm-hmm.
and when you opened it, he was already going down the hall,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went after him.
Because I went after him as soon as I heard my mom. She said she got shot. I was like, Mom, you okay? You're okay? Where you got shot? And then I opened up, and I just and then I see him, moving down, and I just kind of pursue him from there. And then I see her, I don't know where exactly fully where she is. I don't see where she goes off, but I'm more focused on him.
So she was somewhere in front of you since you saw her.
I
then.
think so, yeah. I think she was like around the corner, because I noticed when I came up after I fired my last round, she was, she was right there in the kitchen, dining room area. And, she started calling the ambulance and this and that, and then that's when I ran back, grabbed, medical, and then I was, trying to do medical, and I was trying, at the same time, I was trying to call, my, couple of people from work, just to let them know what just happened, but just random,
So where did the bag come from?
What?
Where did you get the bag from?
The bag?
Mm-hmm.
What bag? Oh, my bag? That's just my medical bag.
Oh, no, I know, but where in the house did you get it from?
I went into my bedroom. It's in my backpack. So when he was down, I ran in my bedroom. And for some reason, why I know this is when I went out to pursue him, I don't know why I closed my door. I don't know why the I did that, but I did. I don't know why I closed my door, but I did. Alright, but whatever. And then I came back, and for some reason I kicked open my own door. Didn't make any sense. So then, I'm grabbing my medical bag. I don't know what I was thinking. Why couldn't I just open the door? I don't know. So anyways, I'm grabbing my medical bag out and running back. And I don't know what the fuck is in the bag. I'm looking through it. Oh shit, I don't see the fucking chest. He goes, I ain't got time. So, first off, I tried putting pressure on the wound. Then I tried doing CPR, and then every time I did CPR, I could feel his ribs, crack on the right side, and I didn't know if it was like hitting his heart or anything like that. So, I saw him breathe a bit, his last few gasps there, I could feel a little bit faint heartbeat. I kept beating, and then it was he was pretty much gone, from there.
You have any questions for us?
Not really, no. When will I see my public defender or something like that? Or,
Well, that'll come soon.
okay,
But I don't want to tell you the story. It may not be tomorrow. Okay, I don't have an exact time frame for you for that, but that's something that'll probably occur soon. Okay.
okay.
In the meantime, if we need to talk to you or ask you some more follow-up questions, are you good with talking to us
Oh,
again?
of course.
Okay. Okay. Well, Clark, just because I have some difficulty understanding some things doesn't mean that I don't have empathy
I know.
for the pain that you went through in your life.
Right.
I think you've made some poor choices in the
Oh,
recent
yeah.
past.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I did want to ask you one more follow-up thing.
Sure, of course.
Before this happened,
Mhm.
did you have any firearms training? Have you done a lot of shooting in the past?
No, not a lot of shooting, but I am pretty good when it comes to firearms and things like that.
Okay, but you don't have a lot of experience handling firearms or.
No, I do practice a lot. Like I do, kind of my own training, kind of things like that. I do like to train myself,
Okay.
So,
Do you have any other training?
no. I got, Krav Maga, but that's pretty much it.
Say that again.
Krav Maga,
What is that?
the hand-to-hand fighting.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all my training.
Okay. Clark, if you'll give us just a few minutes,
Of course.
we're going to step out.
Okay, awesome.
If you'll just hang tight for a minute,
Of course.
take you a break.
All right. I'm sorry for getting animated,
You want a cup of coffee?
No, I'm good. I'm drink coffee. But thank you.
Be right back.
Following his interview, deputies charged Clark Anderson with murder, malice murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. During the interview, Anderson admitted to shooting Kevin Murr, but claimed he acted out of fear for himself and his mother, stating that Murr had threatened to retrieve his own gun during an argument. At trial, Anderson's defense argued that the killing was voluntary manslaughter, not murder, asserting that he had acted in the heat of passion after being seriously provoked. However, the jury disagreed, finding him guilty of malice murder. In 2024, Clark Anderson appealed his conviction, arguing that there was insufficient evidence to support the verdict and that his trial counsel had been ineffective. On May 14, 2024, the Supreme Court of Georgia rejected his appeal. The court concluded that the evidence, including the fact that Anderson intentionally shot Murr 16 times, was sufficient to uphold the malice murder conviction. Clark Anderson was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.